Live television, you work without a net, and we're working without a net this morning. Happy October, happy Friday, happy weekend. First day of October 2021. I am Dan Kuntz. It is a milestone day for me because it's the first day of the month, and that means, of course, I took a shower this morning. I always shower on the first day of the month. Doesn't matter if it even falls on a weekend. I always take a shower, so I'm nice and clean. Good show for you today. Lots to touch on. We're looking pretty good weather-wise. Perhaps a little more unsettled than we were anticipating at this time yesterday, but the forecast still looks pretty good as we welcome in October. A lot of sports to get to, a lot of news to get to, lots of information to hand your way. Two different interview segments for you in the back half of the program. We checked in with Leslie Freytag, the Executive Director of the Pybus Public Market. Always great to visit with Leslie. What's happening at the Pybus in the month of October? A lot. Leslie will fill you in so you can start filling in your social calendar. We're seeing things at the Pybus. And then we're going to replay the interview I did with Ashley Center from the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Their night at the museum gathering featuring gourmet food, top flight wine, and good music and good art is tomorrow night. Starts at 6 o'clock at the museum proper. We'll have both of those interviews for you in the back half of the hour. Plus a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. We got today in history, some celebrity birthdays and the obscure holiday. It is 2 minutes after the hour. It is sunrise. Sunrise was at 7 a.m. sharp this morning, so the sun is just starting to creep over the East Wenatchee bench. Let's see what we have out here with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless system. Again, the cross camera, bats lead off. I love the baseball analogy, and I love this time of the year. We're down to just the last few games. T-Mobile Park is going to be rocking tonight. Mariners still in it. Yankees won last night, but the Boston Red Sox lost. Mariners are tied for the second wild card spot in the American League. They still have to win out. If they lose a game, they're done, but still. It's fun to talk about Mariner baseball and the postseason with just 3 games to go. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Camera number 2. It's a guessing game, as you well know. I think we're right back to Union Valley. We used that same camera yesterday as the sun begins to kiss the north shore of Lake Chelan. We can see Manson and Wapato Point from Union Valley. This is a PTZ camera, so it's zoomed out quite a bit. A lot of information in that frame. Gorgeous view there. Hello, Lake Chelan. This is a good time of the year to visit Lake Chelan. You can still enjoy all the festivities without the crowds. Camera number 3. Ooh, beautiful view from the Lake Wenatchee area up on top of Nanapoc Ridge, shrouded in clouds and fog. That's pretty cool. Of course, when there's a significant temperature difference between the water temperature and the surface area right above it, this is what you get. You get those low hanging clouds and fog. They'll burn off, though, as the day progresses. So somewhere down there is Lake Wenatchee and Fish Lake to your right. Camera number 4. That's a gorgeous view, by the way. And, well, that's the Columbia River, and that's a house. And that's what I got for you. Help me out, Uriah. Oh, that's Wenatchee Heights East. Okay, that's That's up on the heights. It's about 500 yards to the east of the main cross camera. It's also a little bit lower, so we're looking at basically the Columbia River as it heads out towards Rock Island. You can make out a little bit of the Kaler Glen Golf Course. That's kind of a cool view. I like that one. We'll do that one more often. As you can see, the sun is just starting to get the job done. 11 hours and 39 minutes of daylight today. Again, sunrise was at 7 a.m., sunset tonight, 6:39. Now, as far as the weather is concerned, that cold front that moved through the region yesterday gave us just a trace of rain. Not very much. It was a pretty cool day. We only hit 64 on Thursday. We had a little bit of light rain here in the Wenatchee Valley. That's already starting to exit the area, and we're in for fairly nice weather. Again, not quite as sunny and mild as we were anticipating, but we'll take it. Nicest day is going to be Sunday, up to 75 we go. So sunny today for the most part, and will be mild, right around 69, which is pretty close to normal for this time of the year. 45 for the overnight low tonight. Saturday, a few passing clouds, warmer still with a high of 72, 50 for the overnight low, but we'll see a few more clouds on Saturday when we're expecting today or Sunday. Sunday looks very nice, lots of sunshine, and a high of 75 degrees. We hang on to a couple of nice days on Monday and Tuesday. Mixture of clouds and sun, no rain in the forecast. Highs again above normal Our normal high for this time of the year is about 70 degrees. So those temperatures you see just slightly above normal. And then another system, a fairly robust one, going to start moving in on Tuesday night. By the time we get to Wednesday, we're going to maybe talk about a little bit of rain and possible on Thursday as well. But really the next 5 days, all the way through Tuesday for the most part, looking pretty nice with the folks who really want to get out and enjoy the sunshine and get your vitamin D. Your days are today and Sunday with a few passing clouds on Saturday, but all in all, nice way to start October. Good weather, I think. 6 minutes after the hour, after a 1 minute break, your Friday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Hi, I'm current school board member Dr. Michelle Sandberg. As a physician and a veteran of the U.S. Army, I have learned how to lead and plan in times of crisis. And as a mental health professional, I recognize the increased needs that our students and staff have during this pandemic. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this election during this time of crisis, and more than anything, we need leadership right now. Please vote for me, Michelle Sandberg, for Wenatchee School Board.
45 degrees outside of our studios, just a couple of passing high clouds, some patchy fog in some locations. We're going to warm up to about 68 or 69, so it's going to be about 5 degrees warmer today than we had yesterday. Bountiful sunshine. Mixture of clouds and sun on Saturday, bountiful sunshine, mid-70s on Sunday. We begin with this story. A volunteer coach with Wenatchee Youth Equestrian Sports is charged with sexual misconduct towards one of the teenagers involved in that program. Chelan County prosecutors have charged 43-year-old Gregory James Johnson of Cashmere with 3 gross misdemeanors: communicating with a minor for immoral purposes, furnishing alcohol to a minor, and 4th-degree assault with sexual motivation. Wenatchee police say back in March, Johnson drove a member of the youth team to a pullout along Squirrelchuck Road and offered her bourbon. He's also accused of inappropriately texting the teenager several times last winter and of touching her multiple times on the thigh during horse practice. The teenager withdrew from the equestrian team, which is composed of riders from several Wenatchee Valley schools, and her family members reported the alleged crimes to the Wenatchee School District. Johnson faces a hearing on October 25th in Chelan County District Court. Washington's Secretary of Health was in Grant County on Wednesday to talk to public health officials there about the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Umar Shah and members of his senior staff talked with Grant County Health District Director Teresa Atkinson and others. The meeting focused on coping with the demands of healthcare in a county where new hospitalizations for COVID average 5 a day and 123 people have died from COVID-19. Grant County has achieved about a 55% rate of full vaccination for the disease. Shaw and his team also visited Spokane healthcare leaders later that same day. 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier says the return of lumber mills in Chelan County could help with fuel reduction to make the area more resistant to wildfire. But that initiative needs help from the United States Forest Service, as Schreier told the chief of that federal agency in a House Agriculture Committee meeting on Wednesday.
Before, harvesting and milling was done in a very irresponsible way. Now we know how to do it really responsibly and support an industry and make our forests healthier at the same time. And right now, without a mill nearby, it just doesn't pencil out. Public and private landowners have to truck logs 150 miles away to the nearest mills, high cost, they end up losing money. And so locating a mill in Chelan County, where there is, again, 70% of the forest land is Forest Service land, would be such a huge win-win situation. It would bring a ton of money to the Forest Service, so you could raise wages and benefits and pay people more and get more employees in. it would support more affordable housing. It would make us less reliant on foreign steel because we could build with cross-laminated timber. And it would create a ton of family wage jobs. And so I've been in touch with our regional forester, Glenn Casamassa, about this, and just would welcome the opportunity to talk with you both more about whether we could have reliable dependence on Forest Service logs. So can you talk a little bit about that? Who could go in and do the logging if you don't have the personnel to do it? Like, how can we make this work?
So, Congressman, I would first suggest that maybe we need to sit down and talk about what the opportunities are, and then we could land on what the appropriate tool would be to do that. It's going to be very hard to answer that question in just a minute or so, but I would love to be able to sit down with you and Glenn and others that may need to be involved to talk about this very issue, because the same applies in so many other locations. So
I've got even better. You are invited, and I will send you a formal invitation to come out to Washington State and lay eyes on, areas of forest that have been appropriately managed and what happened there when a fire came through, areas that haven't, and what happened there, and just the tremendous potential for a big win-win. So please come to Washington State.
Multiple agencies responded to a fire at a potato shed on Wednesday afternoon. This happened just outside of Moses Lake. The fire at Wheeler Road and Road O Northeast was first reported just before 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. It sent big plumes of black smoke up into the air. Traffic was diverted from the area as crews from Grant County Fire District 5, Moses Lake, and Grant County Fire District 4 poured more than 150,000 gallons of water on the shed. The fire was reported under control just after 2 p.m. Fire District 5 said the cause of the fire under investigation. State officials are asking for your help in controlling an invasive tree. The evasive insect that flourishes alongside of it, too, is an issue. It's called the tree of heaven. It's a fast-growing, non-native plant that's common in Chelan and Douglas counties. Its growth is harmful to neighboring native plants, and it's also host to the spotted lanternfly. Now, the pest has not yet been identified in our state, but it could pose a threat to local crops, including grapes and hops. Sightings of either the tree of heaven or a spotted lanternfly should be reported to the Washington Invasive Species Council through their website, invasivespecies.wa.gov. And finally, took a little bit of effort, but a Moses Lake police officer was finally able to wrangle a loose pig named Wilbur. This happened Monday morning in downtown Moses Lake. The police department says the appropriately named Officer Chase Pitt used his de-escalation skills and repertoire of barnyard noises for about 15 minutes in an effort to keep Wilbur from running off. The Moses Lake Police Department said after the pig's owner was located, she was so happy with Pitt's wrangling skills that she offered to give Wilbur to the officer. He respectfully declined. An unharmed Wilbur, by the way, was eventually relocated outside Moses Lake city limits. This concludes the Pig on the Run stories for this Friday and for the week. But who knows? We may have one at the news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson and Eric Granshaw with a preview of tonight's news. Here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan, and happy October. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll have the latest unemployment numbers for Chelan and Douglas counties. Our weather today and for the upcoming weekend looks great. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has results of last night's prep sports action, as well as a preview of the Eastmont and Wenatchee football games taking place tonight. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. You can submit a news tip by going to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon. Try to make it as easy as possible. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or you can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app and send us a note that way. After a quick break, with all the things going on this weekend sports-wise, with all due respect to the Seahawks and the Huskies and high school football and everything else. The talk of the Pacific Northwest, the Seattle Mariners, and their push for the playoffs. They got some really good news last night. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think is there something the matter with him?
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
"16 minutes after the hour, Mariner fans, here we go. Biggest weekend that the Mariners have had in a very long time. They have a chance to make the playoffs. They'll host the Angels, first of 3 games tonight, T-Mobile Park. It'll be a raucous crowd. Now, the Mariners need to win at least 2 games to have any shot of making a tiebreaker game next week. Marco Gonzalez gets the pitch tonight. Jose Suarez for the Angels. First pitch is at 7:10. Now, Seattle fans are sending roses to Baltimore. Orioles knocking off Boston last night, 6-2. And that puts the Mariners into a tie for the second wild card spot with the Red Sox heading into the weekend. The Yankees beat Toronto, by the way, 6-2. They're now 2 games up for the first wild card playoff spot. The Yankees take on Tampa Bay in Florida. Boston will play Washington, and Toronto will take on Baltimore over the weekend. Now, if the Mariners go 3-0, and New York, Boston, and Toronto go 2-1, Seattle would earn the second wildcard spot and would play the Yankees in New York in a 1-game playoff on Tuesday. If everybody goes 2-1 over the weekend, Seattle would pay a tiebreaker at Boston on Monday, with the winner of that game playing at New York on Tuesday. There are other scenarios as well, but the bottom line is that Seattle has to win at least 2 and have Boston lose at least once in order for the Mariners to play past Sunday. All right. To the Les Schwab volleyball scoreboard from last night. Wenatchee defended its home turf. They swept 3 sets from Moses Lake, 25-14, 19, and 16. Alfredo won on the road at Prosser in 3. Cascade edged Quincy. Patera stopped Cascade Christian. Okanagan sweeping Lake Roosevelt. Coming up tomorrow in volleyball, Myra, Cooley, Heartline, Bachman, Turner, Overdrive will take on Bridgeport, Clarkston, Clay Elum, Roslyn, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, Annie at Manson, Waterville, Mansfield, all going to gather at the Ephrata tournament. That begins at 8 a.m. Also on the schedule tomorrow, Cascade travels to Natchez Valley. Cashmere is at East Valley of Yakima at 10 a.m. Eastmont visits Sela in volleyball at 1. Wenatchee hosts Eisenhower at 2:30. Brewster will host Lake Roosevelt at 6:30. Prep soccer from last night, courtesy of our friends at Les Schwab. Othello edged Ephrata 2-1. Cashmere clocked Omak 9-0. Cascade got by Quincy 3-2. The Wenatchee Junior Varsity beat Patera 6-0. Lake Roosevelt shut out Bridgeport 2-0. Okanagan topped Tenaskip 9-0. Busy soccer schedule tomorrow. Starts at 11 a.m. It's brunch. Cascade hosts Liberty Bell. Omak is at Manson. Ephrata will host East Valley at noon. Eastmont plays at West Valley at 1. Same start time for Wenatchee at Moses Lake. Quincy is at Davenport. Okanagan against Northwest Christian. High school football tonight. Live here on the NCW Life Channel. Wenatchee will host Sunnyside. Pre-game starts at 6:30. Grant Olson and Eric Granston with the call. Wenatchee coach Scott Devereaux was pleased with the play of his son/quarterback in his first ever start last Friday night.
I thought he handled the moment pretty well. He was a running back the week before, and he had been getting quarterback snaps, but then we had running back issues, so we moved him there for Mountain View. And I had to be talked into that change by my assistant coaches. When we had our Sunday meeting, it was basically a 6-1 vote, and so I lost. And so told Jake when I got home, hey, you're going to get quarterbacks reps this week. But, I thought, okay, I'm starting a sophomore in the rivalry game, his first game ever at quarterback. What the heck am I doing?
The Panthers will be without several key starters on offense, but the big pressure is going to be on Wenatchee's defense. Sunnyside features a passing game that's already thrown for over 1,000 yards this season.
He's got some really fast guys to throw to, and they've kind of had those guys the last few years now. Now it's just a new group. He doesn't have to read anything. It's a lot of one-step, two-step, throw the slant, throw the deep ball. A lot of deep balls are completed. He's not reading much, he's not taking 3-step, 5-step drops, reading safeties, anything like that. They put the fast guy outside, and when they get the coverage they want, they throw it. I think he has 5 of the 11 touchdowns are deep balls, and 3 or 4 on 1st and 10 from their own side of the field. So when they get the shot, they're taking it, and we got a plan to kind of slow that down. Offensively, they're very similar to what they've always been.
Of course, the Panthers dropped the Bridge of Sportsmanship game to the Wildcats last week, 28-3. Two-way starter Rivers Cook says they're trying to learn from that game and move forward.
Well, we learned that we need to work harder and play better. Eastmont played a really good game, and they outplayed us. Well, we learned that we got to just get back on track and look forward to next week.
How tough is that when you start looking around and you got guys going down to injury, and you're having to plug new guys in? How hard is that?
It's really hard. We have a couple guys injured right now that aren't practicing, but a lot of these young guys, they're stepping up and they're able to come out and play.
Panthers are 1-2 on the year, 0-1 in conference play. Sunnyside is ranked 17th in the RPI poll. They're 3-1 overall, 1-0 in the Big Nine. Kickoff at Leib Field at the Apple Bowl, 7 o'clock tonight. Eastmont is ranked 7th in the RPI by the WIAA. They're traveling to Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. They'll take on Ike tonight. The Wildcats are also facing injuries to running backs Ivan Corona, Austin Ruffins, and Corbin Keys, which is challenging to say the least, according to Coach Michael Don.
We got a lot of young guys that are having to step up. Going into the year, you take Graydon Schneider, was not pegged as a starter. He started every game since the first one because of an injury. You take Colby King is now going to go into his second start of the year because of injuries or COVID stuff or whatever it is. This year we're going to get another look at a sophomore running back in Landon Moore, maybe even a little bit of Tyson Mora, and we're going to do some things formationally to kind of alleviate some of the running backs being out. But we'll be fine. We got guys who can step up and do the job, and our O-line's healthy, and they've got to open up big holes for those guys.
Somebody who has avoided injuries this season, despite his diminutive size, is Nathan Chang. The linebacker says he loves going after the bigger guys.
I don't know. I'm not really afraid of anybody. I'll just go and hit you. And if I get knocked back, I'm the smaller guy. Who cares, But if I knock you back, that makes a big difference. And so it's all right. And I don't know. I have mobility, so I juke you out, or I could just, go and hit you. They think I'm small and they think I can't hit. And so I'm all right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to hit you right in the mouth, and you're going to be oh, man, okay. And the play after that, then I'll juke you out, and they're going to think I'm going to hit them in the mouth, and I'm going to juke them out, and then if I'm going to juke them out, then I'm going to hit them in the mouth. It's a dual threat right there.
Chang and the Wildcats hoping to punch Eisenhower in the mouth. 7 o'clock tonight, Zeffel Stadium in Yakima, the gateway to other places. Other Big Nine play tonight. Moses Lake hosts Woodinville, and Davis will be at West Valley. The Caribou Trail League team celebrating a homecoming tonight. Cascade hosts Chelan. Cashmere welcomes Quincy. Colville is at OMAC. It's an early start in B-League football today. Okanagan hosts Brewster, and Tenaska will take on Mount Baker. Manson will host Northwest Christian tonight at 6. OMAC will be at Lake Roosevelt at 7. Bridgeport and Antioch will do battle tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. College football tomorrow. The Cougars are at Cal at 2:30. You can watch that on the Pac-12 network. Washington is at Oregon State, 6 o'clock kickoff, also on the Pac-12 network. Central Washington will host Midwestern State at 6 o'clock tomorrow night at 7:30 on ESPN2. Eastern Washington will host Montana. And the Seahawks on the road again. They'll try to even their record against the Niners. Kickoff at Levi Stadium, which is nowhere near San Francisco, 1:05 on Sunday. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this first day of October. I had numerous obscure holidays to choose from. Today is World Vegetarian Day. Today is National Homemade Cookies Day, National Manufacturing Day, National Body Language Day. It's also National Hair Day. That's my hair. Still got it. hanging in there. They say you don't really show baldness until you lose about a half of the hairs on your head, and then there's really no hiding that. The average person has about 125,000 strands of hair. The only part of the human body that grows faster than hair is bone marrow. Every single day of your life, you are estimated to lose anywhere between 50 to 150 strands of hair. That's a lot of hair going down the shower drain. Another fascinating fact about hair is that 9 out of 10 strands of hair are growing at any one time. That means 1 out of 10 is not growing. It's resting, apparently. Black hair is the most common hair color in the world. Unsurprisingly, red hair, the least common. Only 1% of the world's population has red hair. Natural blonde is also extremely rare. Only 2% of the world's population has naturally blonde hair. And because heat can stimulate blood circulation, which then encourages hair growth, hair grows faster in warmer climates. Fun facts about hair. Hang in there, hair. What I really need is a haircut. My guy's on vacation. Today in history, a lot of firsts on this October 1st. Happy birthday to Stanford University. It's 130 years old today. It was recently called the Harvard of the 21st century, and for good reason. First of all, it's almost impossible to get into Stanford. Only 4% of all students who apply to go to Stanford are actually admitted into Stanford. That's amazing. Their endowment is pretty big, $27.7 billion endowment, 84 Nobel laureates, 74 living billionaires are alumni of Stanford University who opened its doors in Stanford, California, 130 years ago today. Happy birthday, Stanford. Happy birthday to the World Series. October 1st, 1903, 118 years ago today at the Huntington Avenue Baseball Grounds in Boston, the Pittsburgh Pirates defeat the Boston Americans, now known as the Boston Red Sox, 7-3 in the very first World Series game ever played. The World Series is my favorite sporting event, bar none. It's my favorite. I watch every play of every inning of every World Series game, and I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. I love the baseball postseason period, but the World Series is my favorite, and it began on this date 118 years ago today. Happy 90th birthday. They're having a party today for the George Washington Bridge, the most traveled bridge in the world, connecting New Jersey and New York City. It opened on this date, October 1st, 1931, 90 years ago today. 108 million vehicles cross the George Washington Bridge every year. Originally, it was one deck with 6 lanes. Now it has 2 decks and 14 lanes. It opened 8 months ahead of schedule and $1 million under budget. Yeah. The original toll to cross the George Washington Bridge 90 years ago today was 50 cents. Now it'll run you $16 for a car. If you drive a semi-truck, it's $127. And as always, for all the bridges and tunnels that go in to Manhattan, the toll is only for traveling from New Jersey into Manhattan. It runs you $16. Crossing the bridge from Manhattan into New Jersey doesn't cost you a dime. Friendly reminder, you can't be going to an unimportant place. Happy 81st birthday to the Pennsylvania Turnpike. The very first superhighway in the United States opens to traffic. Basically, it goes all the way across southern Pennsylvania, connecting Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. It's 360 miles long. By the way, the Pennsylvania Turnpike is by far the nation's most expensive toll road. Now, here in the West, we don't really have toll roads, but in the East, they're everywhere. Not just the Pennsylvania Turnpike, the New Jersey Turnpike, all those other turnpikes. If you want to drive the entire 360-mile Pennsylvania Turnpike all the way across, it'll run you the toll, just the toll, $112. That's 4 times higher than the next priciest toll road, the New Jersey Turnpike, which cuts across New Jersey. $112. That's not even counting gas and oil and all that other stuff. The Pennsylvania Turnpike opened for business 81 years ago today. 64 years ago today, In God We Trust was first appeared on paper currency. It was on coined currency a few years before, and then the Congress passed a bill. Eisenhower signed into law requiring that all bills after October 1st, 1957, all paper currency must have "In God We Trust" on the paper currency. So it's been there now for 64 years. If you got nothing better to do tonight, you can watch ABC. They're having a special on the 50th anniversary of the opening of Walt Disney World, which opened near Orlando on this date in 1971, 50 years ago today. I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World. Disneyland is okay. Disney World is ginormous. Of course, there's 4 of them. You got Disney World, you got the Animal Kingdom, you got all that stuff. It's huge. It's massive. It's considerably better, in my opinion, than Disneyland. Disney World, not surprisingly, is the most visited vacation resort in the world. No surprise there. At Disney World, you're never more than 30 steps away from a trash can. It's one of the cleanest theme parks in America. If you chew gum, you got to bring your own gum. They won't sell gum. At Disney World, they want to keep the park as clean as possible. And an average of 200 pairs of sunglasses every day are turned in to the Disney World Lost and Found. Happy 50th birthday to Disney World. I've been there. It is very impressive, no doubt about it. And 39 years ago today, you could go to your local electronics store and buy one of those. The compact disc player. Sony introduces the CDP 101, the first commercially available compact disc player. I still have my first compact disc player. I figure it might be a museum piece one of these days. Back in 1982, it would run you $730 to buy the very first model of a compact disc player. That runs you about $2,000 today. Still got CDs, still play them. I bought my very first CD player, took it home, was all excited, hooked it all up. Then I realized I bought the CD player and I didn't buy any CDs. I had to go back down to Bob Godfrey's record shop and buy CDs. Let's do birthdays at 31 minutes after the hour. Happy 97th birthday to the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, the longest lived president in this country's history. He is 97 years old today. He was the very first president to be born in a hospital. Carter is the only United States president to have lived in subsidized housing before he took office. He is the only United States president to serve a full term in office without appointing a justice to the United States Supreme Court. Of course, after he graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy, he's the only president to graduate from Annapolis. He planned on a Navy career. He and Rosalind had 3 sons quickly in succession, and his Navy career was going right along, and then his dad died, and he had to resign his Navy commission, move back to Plains, Georgia, and take over the family peanut farm. All 3 of Jimmy Carter's siblings all died of pancreatic cancer. Interesting indeed. Jimmy Carter, 97. Happy birthday to Jimmy. Happy 86th birthday to Julie Andrews, won the Academy Award for Mary Poppins. Most of her, of course, associated Julie Andrews with The Sound of Music. She is 86 years old today. And Rod Carew, 18 straight All-Star games. The 1977 American League MVP, the American League batting crown is named for Rod Carew, Baseball Hall of Famer. Happy 76th birthday to Rod Carew. 33 minutes after the hour, we have an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. We'll check in with Leslie Freytag from the Pybus Public Market to find out what's happening for the month of October, where communities meet. And one more time with Ashley Sinner for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It's coming up on this Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, into the...
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. A huge thank you to our sponsors, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, and Save Mart. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14, they come back.
Things have changed in the motorsports industry. Short supply and high demand have emptied showrooms. But what hasn't changed are the experts at Doghouse Motorsports. They are here to help you reserve the machine of your choice. Stop by and check out the latest 2022 Husqvarna motorcycles, UBCO, and Intense electric vehicles, and other new additions to the Doghouse Motorsports family of high-quality products.
Over the last year and a half, the industry's absolutely changed, but the Doghouse is still your best option for all your power sports needs.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Are you frustrated because you feel like you aren't getting the internet speeds you pay for? One of the most common ways to test your internet connection is called a speed test. These are free and easily located on the internet and can tell you how fast your internet is. However, for certain reasons, these tests may not always be accurate. A speed test shows you how fast a file can be downloaded to the computer you're running the test on. However, there are many things that can affect the speed of that download besides the speed of the internet going into your home. A few of the things that can affect your internet speed are poor Wi-Fi signal, other wireless signals interfering with the wireless signals coming from your router, other devices in your home draining your bandwidth, your computer or phone running apps programs in the background that you aren't aware of, slowing your entire device. Any of these things can slow down your internet. Your internet is like water flowing down a pipe. There's a big pipe bringing internet to your local area, and a smaller pipe coming off of that bringing internet to your home address. Your router is just another pipe that brings the internet inside your house, and every device inside your home is like a pipe connected to the router. Just like with water, if any of those pipes along the way are too small for the amount of internet that needs to flow through for a family, the flow for everything down the line will be much slower. It's a lot like trying to push all the water going into your house through a small straw. Also, again, just like with water, if everyone in your home is using the internet at once, any individual device may not be able to receive the full flow of the internet. It's like your whole family trying to drink out of that small straw all at once. If you're struggling with internet that is slower than expected, make sure that all of the devices that your internet flows through are working correctly, and check all devices in your home for background programs that may be using the internet. If everything still appears to be working correctly, contact us and we'll be able to help.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, one of the better things this generation does than my generation in earlier days is our growing respect and appreciation for veterans. Now, regardless of how you or I feel about our government and how things are being run, our military vets deserve our thanks and our respect. I have made it a personal mission to thank every veteran I can identify if I see wearing a hat or a shirt that advises of their veteran status. I make it a point to thank them. And you know, I hope you do the same. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil, and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think is there something the matter with him?
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley once a month at the beginning of the month. Because it's the beginning of the month, we take a little time out to come down to where communities meet at the Pybus Public Market to talk to the Executive Director of the Pybus, Leslie Freytag, on what's happening this month. We have safely made it to October. We're going to have a beautiful stretch of weather, and you have a full calendar of events.
We have a very full calendar, and it's my favorite time of the year to be at the market, Dan. It's when fall finally hits our trees, and it'll be beautiful the next few weeks.
The big thing to circle is the Big Chill, and I'm not talking about the movie, which is a pretty good movie. I'm talking about, for you cider fanatics, this is the party of the year.
This is the party of the year. Savor Washington and Pybus Public Market have joined forces, and it's going to be located here, right out here in our plaza. We're going to have over 14 different cideries from around the state. You'll have an opportunity to taste. There's a charcuterie board available also, so it should be a fabulous Saturday, and that is Saturday, October the 9th.
And I looked at the price. It's extremely it's like $28.
Yeah, $28 if you're just tasting the cider, and I believe it's $36 if you want the charcuterie to come with it.
And of course, this is the height of the apple harvest too, so the timing couldn't be better.
So you're actually going to be able to do some tasting of some different kinds of varieties of apples during this event. We'll also have a few pears for you to sample, so it should be a really great, fun event.
Now, for those of you who don't know, most of you do, the Pybus Public Market is a nonprofit organization, so they're responsible for raising money and keeping this baby afloat.
Yes.
And your biggest fundraiser of the year is also coming up.
Our biggest fundraiser is coming up on next Wednesday, October 6th, and it's our 3rd annual Taste of Pybus. This year we're going to be starting our event just at the south end of our plaza and creating a feel of what it's like on a Saturday market. And then we'll invite you inside to have a fabulous dinner prepared by our restaurants. So it should be a great evening. We'll have great auction items for sale and our paddle race.
You mentioned market. It should be pointed out that the farmers market goes all the way through October. So
all the way through.
You can still come down and get your fall stuff, your pears, your apples, squashes, pumpkins.
Yes, all of that is in full force, and they're here every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. along with our artisans. Are all back in full force. Some weekends we have them out here on the plaza, and sometimes they're in the concourse.
Oh, that reminds me, and I don't want to throw you for a loop. The flower, the
Dahlia show.
Is it coming back?
It did. It was just here.
Oh, I missed it. Darn
yes.
It. Oh well.
And yes, and it was hard. The growing season was difficult this year.
It was very much so. So the Big Chill.
Big Chill
coming up
October 9th.
October 9th, and then your big deal is on the 8th.
Our big deal is October the 6th. And then the other big thing that we have going on is our annual, I believe we're 31 years of Make a Difference Day here in our community.
Saturday the 23rd.
Saturday the 23rd, and founded originally by Laurel Helton and Margie, and they've done a great job. Last year they passed the baton to Pybus Market, and so we are the HQ for all things Make a Difference. We have 2 fabulous volunteers, Mary and Barb, who do a great job organizing us, and I think you'll be visiting with them soon.
We will be. And this is the headquarters for Make a Difference Day. Of course, all the projects are going to be all over the Wenatchee Valley, North Central Washington, but this will be
This is where we help you find the project you want to do, or if you want to drop off donations. We have a whole list of things that for people who want to come and donate food or household supplies, children's child supplies, anything like that. This will be the place that it all can come.
Big Chill, your fundraiser on the 6th. We still have live music, by the way, on Friday nights. Can't forget about that.
Can't.
Have we missed it? I hate it when I leave and I go, we should have mentioned that with Leslie.
No, I think we've covered it all, Dan. We still do Pybus University, but check our website. Due to the COVID, we've had some cancellations, so keep current there, but we're still trying to get through with Pybus University this year.
And it should be pointed out, if you haven't been down here for a while, the buzz is back. The buzz is back.
It is great to be here.
Yeah.
It is absolutely, and this is, as I said earlier, the best time of the year to be at Pybus.
And the 2 new businesses that are coming are still coming.
They're still coming. Huck at Pybus is all ready to open. They're just waiting for their final approval from the health department, and Hellbent, the tap room by Hellbent Brewing, is on track to be open around Thanksgiving.
I'm looking forward to it.
We are too. Lots of new options for dining.
October at the Pybus Public Market is as good as it gets. Where communities meet isn't some just fake slogan. It's the real deal here. There's nothing cosmetic about it. This is where communities meet. I've never come to Pybus and not bumped into 15 people I know.
All the time. All the time.
Especially my parole agent. I'll check in. I promise I will. Leslie, it's great to see you. See you in November.
Great to see you. We'll see you in November.
I'll see you all month long.
I'll see you all month hanging around, but I will
it.
see you and everyone on November.
The always radiant Leslie Freytag with our Pybus update. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc,
I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that. We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. If you haven't made any plans yet for this Saturday, October 2nd, come down to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It is another edition of Night at the Museum. Going to be a fantastic night from 6 to 9 o'clock. A lot of the activities are going to be outside. We're talking food, we're talking wine, we're talking beverages, we're talking the juried art show, which has been adjudicated, and you can find out the winners. And as far as I can tell, they're all winners. And speaking of winners, Ashley Center is back after a way too long absence from the show, Ashley.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And that's my bad. It really is.
Well, I mean,
I
we
apologize
haven't
for
had
that.
a big event
That's true.
for a long time,
That's true.
so we're excited to be back.
Well, how are you guys doing over the last 6 months since I saw you last? It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of a holding pattern, kind of quiet, some false starts. I know you were opened up and then, oh, wait a minute, maybe not, that kind of deal.
Yeah, we're just like everyone else, and we just, take baby steps back into everything. But really, the last month or so has been a lot more in-person events, and of course, we're very excited about this weekend to have Night at the Museum back here for the community.
And it's presented, by the way, by our friends at Confluence Health, good friends of ours, of course, and good supporters of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. For those people who don't know what exactly Night in the Museum is, besides an okay movie, this is a 3-hour extravaganza to say basically dig us, which is not that hard to do at the museum. Talk about Saturday night. What can people expect?
Yeah, this one is going to be a little bit different because normally we're inside the museum, and Saturday we're going to have kind of like a garden party theme in our parking lot. So we'll have tents and lights, and we will have all the beverages and food outdoors. And then we'll have some timed entries where people can sign up to come inside to see the art for the opening of the North Central Washington Juried Art Show.
So the inside will be limited kind of in and out. Groups come in, they can look around, and they leave, and the next group comes in. But you're going to want to sign up for doing that. And then outside,
We'll
music.
have all the same stuff. We'll have music. We'll actually have some music inside too. We have Just Plain Darren from Spokane coming over to play inside during the art show. And then we have a couple groups, Mark Ward, also from Spokane, and then Glenn Isaacson and friends locally here will be playing outside. So we'll have all the same elements. We have music, we have wine and cider and beer and other beverages, and we have food. Our caterers are the Hilton Garden Inn and Me to You Catering, and so we'll have lots of bites of food, like pulled pork sliders and mini charcuterie cones, and just really yummy food to enjoy while you're listening to the music.
It sounds like it's going to be a party, really.
Yeah, it
is
is.
about the best way I can put it. And a lot of the stuff, as we mentioned before, has to be outside because of COVID protocols. That's why Ashley and I are wearing a mask right now. And if you come to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, you'll be wearing one of these. Just a quick heads up on that. But this is actually a good thing to bring it outside. The weather's going to be perfect, so,
I think so,
maybe we start maybe something new this year by having a great deal of the events outside.
Yeah, it's a way that we can still keep this event going. And of course, we had to cancel last year, but now we don't have to. We can do it in a safe way with social distancing. Masks will be required outside as well, except when you're eating and drinking. So just everything will be small bites. You can quickly take your mask down, take a bite, and put it back up. So we really want to stress that we're keeping our staff and the community safe with this event. And so we do encourage participants or guests to be vaccinated, and otherwise just know that you'll be wearing a mask while you're here.
When did you decide, let's do this? I mean, COVID or no COVID, we got to bring it back. Wouldn't that decision get made and then the planning began? Because this, logistically speaking, is a lot of work from your staff and your people.
The planning, we've kind of had it planned for a while. I can't remember how many months ago, but yeah, we started working on it a while ago. But there has been, of course, with the surge this fall, some kind of questions about, so we've done the kind of stop and go, but we're excited that we're a go for sure, and that we're excited to welcome people back for this really fun event where we get to gather safely and still enjoy all the, you know, wonderful local music and food and beverages.
Now, the centerpiece to all this is the art show, which is where we're located here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The judges came, they looked, they saw, they told everybody what they liked. They liked everything, quite frankly, if you ask me, but there are awards to be handed out, and that's really the centerpiece of all this, is to get people come in and look at this fantastic art.
Yeah, we have art from like, I think 51 artists, and there's over 100 pieces here, and they're from like the local like 4-county area, and the jurors come from out of the area, so it's like an unbiased jury process every year. But the winners, we have Terry Johnson, Susan Steinhaus Kimmel, and Greg Caudell. So we're excited to show those off. They will be here. So when you come on Saturday and come and get a tour, you can talk to the artists for those pieces who are here. So, yeah.
And it's a cornucopia of art. You have sculpture, you have drawings, you have paintings, you have a little bit of everything here.
Etch-a-sketch, yeah.
Yes, you got to see the Etch-a-Sketch. It's just incredible.
Yeah, so it is really, you know, this is a tradition. It's not every year, but every 2 or 3 years that we do this show, and it's just a really great way to show talent from the area artists.
And how do you find the talent? How do you, I mean, some of this stuff is Metropolitan Museum of Art stuff, if you ask me, and I've been to the Met. Where do these people come from? I mean,
they come from all over, so it's, I'm probably going to forget some of the counties, but Chelan and Douglas and Okanagan, and so we have people coming in all the way from Republic down here to bring their art. So we just put the word out through social media and press releases and just in the local art community that we're doing a call for artists. And they submitted their work earlier in September, and then had to wait a week or two to have it juried, and then the pieces for the show were selected after that point.
In fact, there's even a painting here that has a little AS initials in the lower right-hand corner, and that's you. It's I'm impressed.
That's right. Yeah, my very first art show was here in 2016 for the juried art show, and it was even before I worked at the museum. Yeah.
Do you just do, when you're creating art on your own, Ashley, do you do it just for your own satisfaction, a little release of endorphins when you did something really good, or are you going, this is so good, I'm going to enter it? How does that work? I mean, I'm not a particularly artistic person. I appreciate art. I can't do it myself.
I have just always been interested in it. So the piece here today, I thought about it a lot. It was in my head a lot and wanted to try it before I had the time to sit and do it. As a working mom of 2 little boys, I don't have a lot of time to just dedicate to my art. And I have recently taken a class, and that is more like, trying to paint, something that is out of my comfort zone, and that's harder and more just like work to do. But when I have something in my head to just want to get it out there, then it is a little bit more natural and more fun, and doesn't take as much time.
We're going to let Ashley thank all the sponsors, and there's a lot of no sponsors, no deal. But real quick, before I go any further, I wanted to point something out. First of all, it's limited capacity. One of the reasons we're pushing this hard, because there's only a finite number of tickets, because they need to know how much food to prepare and how much wine to bring. There's a misprint here. It says tickets are $50 for members and $60 for non-members. That can't be right.
That is right.
You could charge twice as much and sell this place out.
Well, thank you.
What's happening with that? Anyway, I don't know if you knew that was a misprint or what was going on. That's a great deal. I'll let you thank the sponsors.
Of course, our presenting sponsors, Confluence Health, so we are grateful for them. We also have Young Bucks Landscaping, Amera Group, and Anthem Company, North Cascades Bank, the Wenatchee Valley Museum Board of Directors, Home Chick Smith Associates, Moss Adams, Jeffers, Danielson, Son, and Al.
Close enough. Pat won't mind. I know Pat, he won't mind.
Payne West Entrance and Leavenworth House.
It's going to be a great night. Again, it is Saturday night, October 2nd from 6 to 9 here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Just go to their website. All the information that they have is there. One last thing before we cut you loose. Courtesy of Senator Hawkins, Representatives Gaynor and Representative Steele, they were able to get money from the most recent legislative session to upgrade the AV system here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. So now you have a much more professional sound system in-house, which was badly needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a whole renovation of our performance area just next door, and it is gotten a much needed upgrade to not only the sound, but just like the interior, the acoustics, and the stage has better access. So it's really been a great improvement to the museum and to our ability to hold community events for
yeah, because before COVID, you hosted a lot of community events here.
Yeah.
And that was the one, if there was any one small little micro criticism, it was, boy, the sound system isn't very good.
Yeah.
That problem's been taken care of, hasn't it?
That has been improved. And we also have some technology too now that COVID has brought the virtual world to us, so we can like live stream from this space. So that is kind of a new feature as well. So.
Ashley Sinner from the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Again, it's night at the museum. This is in black and white. It will be in color on Saturday night, October 2nd from 6 to 9. Most of it outside. The weather's going to be perfect. Wine, gourmet food, awesome art, local people, fun times. I think we covered it all, did we not?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Anything else on the museum's radar that we need to let our viewers know about?
Oh my gosh, we have the haunt coming up.
Don't tell me too much. I'll tell you what. We'll just tease it, and I'll come back and we'll do another interview with you in a couple weeks.
Does that work? But just know the haunt is back in person at the museum.
Cool. And that is sometime around Halloween, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
May not be very bright, but you know, they don't pay me to be smart. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
When I was about 16, I got in a relationship. He hit me for the first time in front of his daughter. He physically abused me in front of my children. I couldn't do it no more. Sage was there for me when I needed them. I didn't hear a lecture from them. I didn't hear anything, but just acceptance. And that's what I needed at the time. And they help you with everything that you need to move on in life and heal.
Our experience with NZW Life has been amazing.
People think television and they think it's this huge production thing. It's really expensive.
It's crazy how affordable it is. I couldn't believe it.
It's not as expensive as we thought it was going to be.
I would say I was really surprised to see that it was actually comparable to radio ads or print media.
It was really affordable.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent at Springwater Insurance Group. And for next year's plans, there's some really special ones coming out. One in particular has no premium to it. 0 premium. That's pretty neat, especially if you're a veteran who has TRICARE or VA or CHAMPS VA, because you can utilize 2 plans at the same time. If you have questions about this and like more information, give us a call at 888-2600.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Temperature hasn't moved at all in the hour we've been together. It was 45 degrees an hour ago. It's still 45 degrees, but we're going to warm up to the upper 60s. Nice day today. Lots of sunshine, mild temperatures. The cold front that came through yesterday that gave us the clouds and the rain, well, light rain anyway, on a Thursday afternoon is out of here. It's gone, Johnson. We like that. So we're going to warm up to about 69 today, considerably warmer than it was yesterday, 45 for the overnight low tonight. A few passing clouds are going to do battle with the sun It'll be kind of a 50-50 matchup on Saturday with a high of 72. Sunday looks just gorgeous. Lots of sunshine and a high of about 75 degrees, so a good start weekend-wise to October. Monday and Tuesday, pretty sunny, pretty nice. Cool down, maybe some rain towards the middle of next week. That's it for us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.